a retro gamer and hobbyist artist with a lot of nerve. Crowlister, the master of ponage. Hi guys, Crowlister here with another Let's Play. As many of you that are familiar with my channel know, I am the resident namco arcade fanatic, and Pac-Man is definitely no exception for me. He came out with a new game remake a month ago, so let's play it, shall we? In this video, I'll just do the first area, the Paradise Meadows, and carry it on little by little in different videos, as I did with Pac-Man World Re-Pac. So it's not like I'm gonna play the entire game all at once. Storage and hardware limitation reasons, and also reasons regarding spoilers. Sorry, Pinky. Pac-Man and you were just not meant to be. Dogs and their extrasensory hearing. A lot of people were complaining a bit about how they redid the cutscene compared to the original game. And I can't see what's wrong with it. I think they did a decent job remaking the opening cutscene. It's pretty much on scale to what it was in the original game. Clyde being scared of the Pac-Man shadow, that I remember. Anyway. They're just causing trouble with the golden fruit and having fun. That's one way to juggle, I guess.
From that infernal tree. Now then, you four, bring that accursed golden fruit and follow me. Don't keep me waiting. Once I'm through with them, the rabble of Pac-Land will know the meaning of true terror.
Alright, so there's the opening cutscene.
Pac-Man World Re-Pac.
I already 100%ed the game, so I think I'm ready to do a Let's Play for YouTube. There is an easy mode if you're weak at the game like I'm not, the fairy mode, and then the adventure mode is like normal mode, the original Re-Pac. I didn't see the Baron Pack sight until just now.
Boy, am I tired. Could have sworn I felt eyes on the back of my neck all last night.
You did.
Huh? What happened to the village?
Pac-Man, it's a disaster. A massive crisis has fallen upon Pac-Land.
Professor, what in the world happened to everything?
Those mischievous ghosts were up to no good again. They stole fruit from the golden tree and unwittingly awakened an ancient demon that had been sealed beneath the tree many moons ago.
They did what? They're always going around stirring up trouble. Those delinquents.
According to this historical volume of Pac-Village, our ancestors once waged a fierce battle against this diabolical ghost. To deal with the threat, the great Pac Wizard devised a most magical potion. and transformed 5 ordinary pieces of fruit into the legendary golden fruits. Armed with the magical fruit and possessing a dauntless spirit to match, a Pac Knight rose to the challenge and thus did battle with Spooky, the great evil ghost. And ultimately, the Pac Knight brought low the villain Spooky. The vile ghost was then sealed in the golden fruit tree, restoring peace to Pac-Land. But now that the fruit has been stolen, as a result of their prank, Spooky has been unleashed to wreak havoc on Pac-Land once more. Pac-Man, you're our only hope. You must retrieve the golden fruit. If Spooky isn't defeated, it's only a matter of time before Pac-Land is relegated to ruin.
Got it. I swear to defeat Spooky and restore peace to Pac-Land no matter what. It's my duty and I'm proud to see it through. Oh, excuse me. Can't go adventuring hungry. How about a quick snack?
Pac-Man, you're always freaking hungry. And you're gonna eat loads along the way anyway. Alright, we gotta talk to Professor Pac for a bit before we proceed much further.
Here is Pac-Village, heart of Pac-Land. Oh, what remains of it. Everything was so peaceful until just yesterday. It pains my heart.
Where'd all these weird tree roots come from?
The roots of the wormwood tree that have stretched here from the far reaches of Ghost Island. Losing its fruit sapped the golden fruit tree of its strength, leaving it vulnerable. And the wormwood tree pounced, spreading its vile roots into Pac-Village. As you can see, the roots have overtaken our homes, and even the village gate.
Oh boy, I guess things are looking grim. Speaking of homes, where did all the villagers go?
Rest easy, my boy. We were able to evacuate everyone safely. Only by retrieving the golden fruit can peace be restored to our precious Pac-Village. At present, this entrance is the only way in or out. Go forth, Pac-Man. Retrieve the golden fruit and save our Pac-Village.
All right, I'm on it. Wish me luck. And tell everyone to hang in there.
In the original game, Pac-Village was like its own stage, and there wasn't the wormwood roots. It plays a much bigger role in this game, as you can see. This is where you can change your alternate costume. The Pac-Man skin is available only if you have a save file from Re-Pac, the first Pac-Man World Re-Pac, and the Pac-Land is only available if you buy the deluxe version like I do. You start with the street skins, and the ghost hat skins, except for one that I will not spoil, can be unlocked early if you pre-order the game. And Pac-Village is more like a hub connecting each of the different areas as opposed to its own stage.
Let's go.
Alright, so let's start off with the first stage, the bare basics.
Tasty.
A tutorial stage like the first in the game typically is. If you're going to 100% the game, which requires all the fruit, you need to do a lot of camera panning. And I'll be honest, the camera views in this game are not the best. You pretty much require to angle it the entire game, and in some stages it's not convenient. Like, how are you supposed to figure out if that strawberry is there if you're not panning the camera around consistently? You also have the ability to flip kick while you're on the ground, and not have to jump in order to do it, which makes combat a lot easier. And of course the power bounce as well, which is a really cool feature.
Here we go!
You can destroy the bear traps by rev rolling over them or by doing the super bounce around them. And they'll actually kill the bears if they walk into them.
Yummy!
This stage has certain parts where items will appear if you eat all the Pac Dots and seeds as well.
Tasty! Yummy!
In this game, picking up a health wedge while your health is full does give you extra points. If you want to get the magical key, that's a useful tip for you to know.
Mega Pac-Man!
They brought this back from Re-Pac as well.
Yummy!
Certain rocks can be destroyed while you're making Pac-Man. Just making sure I'm not missing any items. Coins serve a different purpose in this game than they did in the original game. In the original game, the coins were single pickup, and if you get a bunch of them, you could play retro Pac-Man games in an arcade, as well as a jukebox. In this game, though, the coins are used for the Gossip Pond dispensers, which were advertised before the game came for the game, as you may know. I still gotta go underwater with the metal dot. Kind of funny, the only stages in the entire game where you use the metal dot to go underwater and are able to dolphin leap from the water are this one and Pac Dot Pond, and then you never do it again for the rest of the game. Ascending and descending in the water will be done in the ocean area. These are literally the only stages where you do actual swimming and metal dive, running underwater, which is pretty pathetic. In my opinion, it's more or less a homage to the game's predecessor. The capsules that you get from some of the fruit chests contain Gossip Pond figures that you can only get during the stage. Of course, Pac-Knight and Pac-Wizard are referenced in this stage, which is pretty cool. And you can use the figures to decorate Pac-Village later. Every stage in the game has missions, and if you complete all of them, you unlock a new alternate costume or skin that you can use. The ones in Paradise Meadows are hunter outfits. Alright, let's do Canyon Chaos. Some stages have items, including a fruit, going behind the starting point, so you gotta watch out for that. I was reckless and didn't see that there was a Pac-Site there, so yeah.
Yummy! Yummy!
There goes 100 bonus points. Not that matters loads. If you're dedicated enough with your top score and really want to get the magical key, you should be able to get it by sharks everywhere. So. Some of the fruit are very well hidden, and you have to look around really closely even while panning the camera. Like, you see where this melon was.
Mega Pac-Man! Honey!
Alright, let's take out this big bear. If the bear punches you as you attack, you have to move backward to avoid taking it. After you defeat this bear, you get a Galaxian boss, which unlocks a main stage, which we'll play later. In the original game, you would play the main stage as soon as you pick the Galaxian boss up. It would have to beat it in a manner much like Pac-Man World Re-Pac. And then you would get more points after picking it up based on your main score. In this game, though, you can only play the main stages in the arcade in Pac-Village. I will do that at the end of each section with the series of videos. So after I deal with Clyde, I will play the Paradise Meadows main stages. And so on with all the respective later videos.
Tasty! Yummy!
There's the final orange. Fruit chests always appear after where the final fruit of its kind is, as another bonus tip.
Tasty! Yummy! Tasty!
Little bit of a technical tidbit while I'm playing the game
Tasty!
in a pretty good spot. The game does run at 60 frames per second if you play in performance mode. Though if you start the game up and just play one stage, you might experience 30 frames per second. I doubt that's the case on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Of course, I have the Nintendo version, so, you know. And I bought the game from the Nintendo eShop as a download game, because I simply was not interested at all in owning a game key card. I'm protesting those, and I think a lot of you guys are as well. And to tell you the truth, we're gonna be stuck with them, because game developers like Ubisoft and Square Enix said they have to have key cards for optimum performance. Like, if they put them on a cartridge, the game would lag a lot, for example.
Yummy!
So, yeah. Very unfortunate news where Nintendo things are concerned. Just keep in mind that the Nintendo games, the games actually by Nintendo, will be on actual cartridges. And some exceptions, like Cyberpunk. Right, we are done here. Almost every stage in the game has a bronze medal or higher challenge, where you have to run through the stage again and get to the end as quickly as possible after picking up the stopwatch, while picking up bonus clocks. Sounds very much like Crash Bandicoot in a way, huh? Bronze medals are good enough to unlock all the skins. Gold medals are required for 100%. And some of them are really tedious to do. Pac-Marine battle was one of the worst ones, by far, in my opinion. I did manage it eventually, though. There are a lot more elevators in this game than the original game that this game is based on. The balloon crates were also specifically added.
Yummy! 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 Here we go!
Bear trap right there.
Yummy! Yummy! Yep. Yummy! Tasty! Yep. Yep.
It took me a while in my first playthrough to realize that the second switch was behind the waterfall. What game doesn't have secrets behind waterfalls like that, though?
Yummy!
Alright, we're gonna break some chests and take out some puffer fish while we're little. There's the galaxy for the minis. Alright, I'm gonna need to reload. Just like with the previous repack, the metal dots regenerate after you use them. And this small pack dot takes you to a tiny little crevice where the melon is. And we can just swim regularly to get the remaining pack dots and the coin.
Tasty! Yep. Yep. Tasty!
Just so you know, RGBs can only be defeated by bouncing on them. And yes, I know, I missed a melon. After realizing that, I go back to get it.
Yummy! Mega Pac-Man! Yep. Tasty. Yep. Yep.
I was like, oh no, I missed a melon. Where's the melon? No, it isn't there.
Yep.
I was like, there it is.
Tasty.
Alright, crisis averted. And now we can get the other capsule. Now the sets.
All right.
Now we can deal with the boss.
Let's go.
Clyde's frog. I already explained in the past that Blinky and Clyde got their names mixed up, and they corrected it in repac. So, yeah.
Aha! I spy my first golden fruit. All right, Clyde, the jig is up. How about handing over that fruit? Pac-Man? That's a no-can-do. Back off. You hear me? I'm under strict orders not to let you near the golden fruit. You'll have to pry this fruit from my cold, lifeless hands. Is that a frog?
This is probably the boss that's most like it is in the original game. And even then, it's quite different, having like more of a move set and different moves they can use. Bounce on the tongue once it goes straight, same as before. However, if you're really good, you can also damage it by flip kicking it as soon as its mouth opens. You also want to be careful not to get caught by the tongue attack, because you can get caught in its mouth and lose a lot of speed that way. And if it needs the barrels, it'll be slightly slower as well.
Had enough yet? Maybe you feel like handing over the golden fruit now. You're no pushover. I'll give you that, Pac-Man. All right, that's enough playing around. Time for my ace in the hole. No more Mr. Nice Clyde. Hey, hold on. Where are you sticking that golden fruit? Clyde? It really ate it. I'm getting a frog in my throat.
Really? That's a bit more logical than it all of a sudden having an iron tongue. It'll also do some harder and tougher moves. The boss stages in this game have enemies that spawn, and defeating them will usually give you Pac Dots, though on occasion, one will give you a health damage. Try defeating a bunch of the regular enemies if you need to heal that. The Pac Dots are also not scored in these stages. You want to wait for him to do that move, and then rev roll into his mouth, if you want to do it the same way. It's pretty on par to how you fight him in the original game, huh? And lo and behold, we got the first golden fruit, the gold cherries. If you beat him without losing any stocks, you can unlock the original arcade game and play it at will. After getting each of the golden fruit, there's an intermission where they're put back onto the tree, and some of the wormwood roots will go away, decluttering the village and bringing the fruit crops back to life. Once you've gotten all 5 of them, you can get all the fruit in Pac-Village. You got a jukebox, the Galaxian mazes, a television to rewatch the cutscenes, 3 arcade games, and a Gossipon dispenser in the arcade. After finding the Galaxians, you can play the maze stages. So, let's do the ones we got here in Paradise Meadows. This is the one you get from Canyon Chaos. The ghosts outspeed you while running straight, though you do turn corners faster than them. They also allow you to rev roll in this game for the mazes, which can be useful in summoning. Fruit targets, which were absent in Pac-Man World Re-Pac, are in the mazes in this game.
Mega Pac-Man! Yummy!
After completing the maze, you are given coins based on your score. If you do really good and get a really high score from ghost chaining, you can get more than 10 coins in a play. Here's the one you get from Pac Dot Pond. There are bear traps in this maze, so be careful. You can rev roll over them.
Mega Pac-Man!
Although they didn't in the original game, in this game, some of the mazes do have hazards in them. So, while most of the game was made easier compared to the original title, the mazes were kind of an exception.
Mega Pac-Man!
Just remember that eating a power pellet and going Mega Pac-Man makes you invincible.
Mega Pac-Man!
I can get pretty high scores on these while I was grinding for all the Gossipons in my original playthrough. It's just if you're first beating them, it might be best to focus more on survival than top score.
Eat 'em all!
Once you beat the mazes, you can go back to them and try to get a better personal score, while you're grinding to get all the Gossipon figures. Once you complete all the mazes in a set, that set's Gossipon figures will become unlocked for you to try and get. You have humble beginnings. Power-ups. And Pac-Village from the beginning. And the other ones have to be unlocked just by playing through the game. Here's the Gossipon figurines for the Paradise Meadows area. It's 3 coins for 1 Gossipon figure. If you're grinding for a bunch of them, and you get a repeater, you can refund it for 3 coins, which makes it a lot more convenient to get all of them. Just remember, there's no reward for getting every single one, just bragging rights. And with this, we are ready to move on to the treetops area, which we are going to do in a later video. Consider subscribing or at least checking out my channel if you like any of the franchises I have listed here, because I do plan to talk about them a lot and want to keep doing so for my channel. I'm also a hobbyist artist that makes a lot of fan art of different game franchises that I like, and will occasionally come out with a let's play of mostly retro games that I feel like playing on my channel. I do have quite a lot planned, so consider checking me out if you're interested. And I will come out with the episode where I do the treetop stages very soon, so stay tuned for that. I am Clyde, Master of Ponage. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more gaming content from me, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.